Good evening, everyone. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. That's better. Yes, thank you. So my name is Shushanna Harris. You're blessed to have me today. Yes, you are. Greg is not here, as you can see. So I will be your host. When he comes back, tell him I'm the best host, okay? Anywho, the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to have open mics. But before we do the open mics, we have to do some acknowledgements first. And the first acknowledgement that we're going to do is an Afrocentric land acknowledgement. Okay? And it was developed by Kay Johnson, the Executive Director of Human Rights, Equity, and Accessibility at the University of Windsor, 2020. As people of African descent, we offer this land recognition in solidarity with the indigenous peoples of Turtle Island in the efforts and deliberate intentions towards decolonization. We acknowledge the land of Turtle Island that was never meant to be owned. We recognize that most of the land that was entrusted to the indigenous peoples was in some cases shared by choice, but all too often taken by force. We recognize the historical colonialism and the ongoing colonialism that has led to the present day situation where land acknowledgements are offered in place of land. As people of African descent, many of us have come here by choice, while many are here as the result of historical force. We acknowledge the complexities where we were promised land that was never given by those whose it never was meant, by those who it never was to give. As people of African descent, we acknowledge the land of Turtle Island that sustains us, express deep gratitude to its indigenous people, and pledge to honor our dignity and divinity that ultimately connects us all. We also have a tradition here at BlackLit Durham, where we sing the Black National Anthem. You don't necessarily have to sing it, but you'll listen to it. And it's lift every voice and sing. And I think I would hope that everyone would stand as we do for the Canadian National Anthem to appreciate what our ancestors has gone through or went through, the tragic history, and give appreciation to this song. So please stand. Thank you.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you. So now we're going to do the open mic. Unfortunately, there was only 2 people, including myself, that signed up, and I'm the host, and I shouldn't really be doing an open mic, but hey. So I'm going to call up our first open micer, Damien Augustin. Give him applause. All the way to the stage. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
This one is called Unanswered Questions. Stop the Violence. Poetry. Some would say it's a wonderful thing. Words put together to paint pictures as you read it from start to ending. But before the ending, ladies and gentlemen, let me start again from the beginning. Knowledge is power, and power equals wisdom. But in the world that we live in, options are given, yet some make the decision and choose negativism. With these negative decisions, you turn on the news each and every day, you hear we lose another victim. Reporting to you live, Damien Augustin, about to interview the parents of her latest victim. You see, the mother is crying because she just lost her son due to the violence. Crying, dear God, why him? Crying, why do we have all these weapons? Knives, guns, she screamed. Stop the violence, ladies and gentlemen. Silence, the crying mother is still speaking. Yes, I know she just gave us knowledge and wisdom in the beginning, but now a different message, a different vision. You see, the crying mother had questions, unanswered questions she started asking. Questions like, what can we do to stop the violence from happening? We have cameras everywhere, but how come they don't do a damn thing? Is it the power of influence that got everyone acting the way that they're acting? Or do we just need to make better music to give the next generation better guidance and direction? Unanswered questions the crying mother was asking. But the most important question she's asking is, what can we do to stop the violence from happening? Told you, a different message, a different vision. But my apologies for not giving you the vivid description in the beginning. Instead, I told you, poetry, it's a wonderful thing. Words put together to paint pictures as you read it from start to ending. Instead, I told you that knowledge is power, and power equals wisdom. Told you the world that we live in, options are given, yet some make the decision and choose negativism. With these negative decisions, you turn on the news each and every day, you hear we lose another victim. In conclusion, a picture, a portrait, same illusion. Now imagine we had the answers to the crying mother's unanswered questions. When she inquired if it was the power of influence, we can say yes, it's the power of influence that got everyone acting the way that they're acting. Yes, the music nowadays give the next generation no guidance or direction. Unanswered questions the crying mother is asking, but the most important question she's asking is, what can we do to stop the violence from happening? So I have no instrumentals or no beats, so it's all a cappella tonight. This one's called They Don't Understand. They don't understand the situation of a black man. Actually, let me just sing it. They don't understand the situation of a black man. They don't understand. They don't understand the situation of a black man. We have been used and abused For so many years, they turned us into slaves, brought so many tears. It put fear inside some of our hearts, but some refused and wanted to fight the system from the start. Rosa Parks found guilty for not giving up her seat. Martin Luther King Jr. made his fear at last speech. Yet, we were still slaves to the system. All we wanted was salvation, a little bit of freedom. Yet the system was filled with corruption and dishonesty. Nat Turner got a message from His Majesty, the King of creation. He came up with a plan led to a famous rebellion. 200 slaves set free due to Harriet Tubman. I don't think they understand the situation. They don't understand the situation of a black man. All right.
Thank you very much, Damien. That was great. Is there anybody else who wants to do the open mic? Still no takers? Still no takers? Okay, I'm going to do one and then we'll get into our features. Okay, this one's called The Fallacy of a Strong Black Woman. They say, black woman, girl, you strong. And I believe them. Inseminated, then impregnated by it. Gave birth to a me immersed in it. The poster pride of a strong black woman. Mother is so proud, for I am her, and she is her mother, and her mother, her mother. Strong black women. A legacy that was not chosen but imposed. A self-fulfilling prophecy taken center stage. A character actor, my profile remains the same. I have upheld my heritage. Suit up daily, wear it like a badge of honor, greeting the world with a smile. For today is another day you won't break my stride. Another day I will stand with my head held high. Another day I'll overcome your shit, though. This is another day a piece of blackness dies. Don't you hear? Another black body cries. Another denial racism is alive. Another use of microaggression counterintuitive to the current lie. Today, another day, I can't let you see behind my eyes. To pry behind these lids of the skies, to excavate the genesis of the smile, is to find a girl whose womanity was compromised at the expense of her existence. Strength was always my weakness, holding on to a persona that wasn't always a friend to me. An imperial regime dominated my identity, colonizing my sensitivity, suppressing my vulnerabilities. Ironically, it's solace for me. Black women are the mules of the world. That confinement has never changed. Standing guard for our black brothers, though we often feel neglected. Tenacious rebels for our children as mothers, aunties, grandmothers, sisters, and godmothers. In a world so vicious of blackness, our lives would be meaningless if we didn't spearhead saving theirs. I'm not allowed to be sensitive, though I am. I'm not allowed to be vulnerable, though it's revolutionary. Weakness weakens strength, though it exposes my humanhood gracefully. I'm lost in my own womanhood as the parts that make me whole are impalpable in this perpetual rendition of humanity. Poem. So I'd like to give a shout out to some of the partners here that's been instrumental in BlackLit Durham, and that is Ajax Public Library, What's Your Story Author Services, and AfriCANthology Canada. So the first feature that we have tonight, I had the pleasure of meeting her today for the first time, and I'm already impressed. Africa Des Spence, a proud second-generation Jamaican-Canadian, is an avid lover of the arts, specializes in film creation, painting, and spoken word poetry. Since 2018, Africa has dedicated themselves to their passion project, poetry, and a documentary anthology blending spoken word, poetry, and visual arts. Please put your hands together for Africa Des Spence.
Thank you so much for having me in this space. I felt very humbled when Greg reached out. I've been behind the camera a lot of times these days and really encouraging other poets to go up and use platforms, but it's always nice to be called upon once again to, share a little bit of my truth and share a little bit of my piece. So thank you for making this space for me. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, let's go straight into the first one. So, I come from a long line of strong women, just mother strong, grandmother strong, auntie strong, just strong women. And they would always tell me, you do not need a man. You do not need a man. And that's true, I do not need a man, but I want a man. I want a rich man, rich in knowing who he is and where he be going. Yes, I can support him, but I cannot show him that he is a man, because that alone is for him to prove and exude, from the way he walks to the way he moves, from the way he talks to the way he chooses to voice his opinion without disrespecting my view. Arguments due to conflicting ideas will be more than the he said, she said, nah, because he is a man and not a boy. He does not cuss nor curse. We converse through better or worse. He puts me first. And as his woman, I am with him. He trips, I lift him, hooked beside him to guide him, and I will never deny him the wisdom of my words, the sincerity of my smile, the reminder that I love him, if I haven't said it in a while, because I love you, a rich man. Rich in knowing that our bond be deeper than any depth, higher than any height man can achieve. It cannot be fathomed nor imagined, because like Adam and Eve, we are man and woman, but the fact that he is a man, I cannot show him, and I will not show him, because that alone is for him. Thank you. Thank you. As I go into this next one, it's a nice short piece too, but I guess I just wanted to give a little disclaimer in the sense that it came to me when I was actually watching a TED Talk, and someone was really trying to illustrate the point that everyone in the crowd at this moment could literally turn into the next, Gandhi or something of the sort. And it's funny because a lot of the crowd kind of laughed and joked it off. But the way the speaker was saying it, in truth, just every second, as much as you may believe, well, I don't have, the history for it or the criteria for it, I loved, the concept that each second is a next opportunity, the 1, 2, 3, and every second something can be something new or change or be different. And it's a little hopeful, but I love that illustration of second by second. So here's the second piece. You speak life, reignite an unsparked neuron. You speak life, reignite an unsparked neuron. Broken wings reach new heights, a blueprint redrawn. Let it dawn on you that this second, and this is a chance to dismiss the preconceived. Conceive a new notion, or limitless sky or ocean so deep it lets ideas not only fly, but sink and seep and fill brittle cracks. We're always talking about that straw that breaks backs. And what after after that? If this is the last breath, do we dedicate it to death? Life often pushes us over edges, and just as often, life continues each second. It may add pain without reason, but an absence for the life you're in will not pause the world's spin. So yes, the sun will make its rotation. Your eyes may still burn with its rise, but know that this second, and this may shift the focus of sockets. Reassess to profess, align at your eye's side, the one born out of laughter, because tragedy is too damn hard to think of no ever, ever after thereafter. Thank you. I hope I'm okay for time. I have a last one. This one's not really memorized, but it's a little bit longer. I just wanted to, okay? Yeah, these are short and sweet. This one is to my dad. He's in Calgary, and I notice I'm often saying things, my mom. She's, been much of a cheerleader, but sometimes I take for granted that my dad is just as sentimental, and I have a lot of love for him, and I made this poem specifically because I'm often cheering Mom, but Dad is there, and he's always given me love. So this one is called Mint Tea. I used to wake, wash, dress, comb my way through my mornings, and though a myriad of beverages, be it hot or cold, to choose from, the bag of tea always chosen was mint, because it was for you, your favorite, and in a way it was for me too. Let's sit and drink tea. Fill my cup enough, more than enough. Make me the woman I am, made me make demands on a world that easily forgets Black girls. Something about Jamaicans and their tea. For us, tea cures all. And like tea, you've soothed my greatest ailments: depression, anxiety, obsession, fixations, fading health, insomniac nights, panic attacks. And I know when I call, you'll pick up. The type of reassurance you can't price: warm water, soothing, moving, healing, herbs heal. And we sit and drink tea. You remind me I must eat before I head out, a lecture that my brain will fail without. I have a father, and it's priceless. I have a father who garners and molds the very essence of my soul because he tells me I have replaced his. My father has aged and grayed, and I've grown into grown folk, yet he still ends sentences with daughter, sweetie, and I love you, his baby, always, grateful, always. I once asked my father for a poem, and he said, no. You see, poetry's not his thing, it's not his thing. He said no, he can't, point final, the end. So, what kind of father are you? The type that said no to a poem and yet wrote one 2 months later. And wrote one 2 months later. You etched my soul for a man who so boldly scoffs when I claim him being sweet. He wrote, and this is literally what he wrote me. Of my first breath, I have no recall, but losing my breath for the first accompanied a gift so fragile and small, the exact thoughts I cannot say, but for the meaningless, there was no thirst when your first breath took my breath away. We sat and drank tea in the mornings. As your daughter, let me be the care you give daily. Thank you.
I don't know about y'all, but I got teary-eyed on that. I did. It was very sweet. But I'm a softie, so at times. But thank you. Give her a hand. Come on, give Africa a hand. That was fantastic. Your flow is amazing. So I'd like to send a shout out to St. Francis Center and all the staff at the venue. And we're going to also start with our second feature. And let me just get what he's about. He goes by Peculiar Eye. Anthony Davis, notoriously known as Peculiar Eye, aka the Cry Poet, is a Canadian dub poet, lyricist, mentor, author of Illusions of I, and an iconic figure of the dub poets collective in Toronto. Internationally known with a career spanning over 3 decades, Peculiar Eye was a Juno nominee in 2001 for his album, They Call Me Madness. Inspired by the griots of his youth and enlightened by the ancestral wisdom of his mother, he made it his life's goal to be a vessel, to serve and to edify the populace about the sins of oppression, the stain of injustices, and the sting of poverty. Please give a round of applause for Peculiar Eye.
Thank you very much. This setting reminds me of when I was a foot soldier, pushing the poetry, saving souls, making yourself selfless. As the bio read, I will not repeat much, but the poem will speak for itself. I'm going to be doing 3 poems. The first poem is called Doomsday KKK. The second poem is called Evening News. And the final one is called The Black Man Struggle. So, to the technician, please, sir. Jah Rastafari, send I and I in a captive to free all of captives. I am the crying poet. Enough people think the KKK is OKK. Enough people think the KKK is OKK. But I man say no way. You race this game too long you play. You cause a lot to go astray, or even keep some at bay. You plant your seed in the USFA, and it shoot globe-wide today. Clans, your ship it a sink, your concepts stink, morals and the decay. How the hell could you imagine the KKK is OKK? Well, the Rastaman say no way. You may call I a KKK in reverse, but all I am seeking is sweet liberty. If it work for you, it must work for me. These are the utterances of earth. Sensations to your body, discomfort. Me said your wounds are infested, yes, full up a pus. Any hour now, ready for bust. White supremacy must bite the dust. White supremacy must bite the dust. Heritage front must bite the dust. Another clan bite the dust. 6'6" is a must. Another clan kick the bucket, slip and fell in the bottomless pit that leads nowhere but to hell. Another clan bite the dust. 6'6" is a must. They said the beast is here, not to stay, just not now. Don't be dismayed. The KKK only goings is through the motions. Them really can't tackle this your generation. A revolution. In a nutshell, I would say doomsday. KKK doomsday. KKK doom. Blues. Take them away to the mark room. Doom. And get the broom and sweep out the room. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Poetry is life, you know? And I think it's the baby or the incubator of creativity in terms of words and word sound, poetry. Because a song, a beautiful song, starts as a poem. You know, or you break it back, a beautiful song is a poem, and a poem is a beautiful song. You know? So we're going to go to the second one, a little more jazz, a little more ska-ish. Trying to make it fun, although the message is deep, you know? Because there has to be a balance. We're flesh and blood, although sometimes them call me Iron Man. Because the struggle rough you up so much, you have to really apply yourself. So I'm going to go into the second one, which is called Evening News. Evening News. With the Rasta news. The news is news. My time will come. My time will come. Yes, my time must come. And no, and who shall stop? And no man knoweth the hour, the minute, nor the second, when the lion shall ride through Babylon to make wise the simple man who has suffered for long through misguided education, physical brutality, immorality, fi mash up higher meditation. I and I time will come. I and I time will come. Yes, I and I time must come. When I and I say will prove to be the only way to bring home Jaja's last sheep who was long gone astray. Not because of any wish of his, but evil runs rapam-papant in the path. Is a ditch. See, Babylon is a itch of which revolutionaries resist till these walls are demolished to their final bricks. The poets have good news. I hope you're receiving them. Poetry is life. The people them a come, the people them a come. Yes, the people them a come. And no one know it. And the people them a come, the people them a come. And who shall stop this coming? When this coming is of a divine design, and politics shall stand as barriers in the people them way. Them a go explore the infinity of trichology, from emperor to monarch, from crime in minister to press, indent, from universities to colleges, high schools to kindergartens. All shall try to fathom. In times, the people them a come, the people them a come. Yes, we fight spiritual warfare whenever we hit the stage. No joke about that. The poor peasant farmer, the hard-working laborer, the father who try till him drop on him face. The mothers who bring up them picnic them through the pangs of hell. His sister, them still go through hell. The wise man who has a lot to be said, but whose voice never get heard. Oh, gone with the wind like vain words. Yet the African sheep will hear the voice of the African shepherd. Evening news, yeah. News, confused news about the youth who no have no shoes. News, come listen to the good poetic news. Thank you all for coming out. You make my day very nice. It's a long time I not chant. It's a mic. Mr. DJ, Mr. MC, Mr. Technician, thank you, sir. Yes. Let me tell you something. It is an experience. We are all in this together. We need to have a little edge to give some character. And if you see me falling, you better set your shoulders to catch me, because I am watching you spiritually to lift you higher and higher. The next track we're going to do happens to be a signature piece and a little bit of background about the black man's struggle. I need some movement. For the black man's struggle is, I was listening to a CD with Marcus Garvey named High Times. And Marcus Garvey has a refrain going on, and I was just vibing in my basement and saying things as this. Such is the black man. Every time he inspired something, I said, such is the black man's struggle, and so on and so on. It ended up to be 90 minutes cassette. Remember those days? It flipped and got to 90 minutes. So my producer said, you have to make this radio friendly, time-wise. So we managed to get it down to 6 minutes. So it's very compact, you know? From 90 minutes, no, really, it was so difficult. But we made it. The black man's struggle is a rough kind of struggle, you know? The black man's struggle is a kind of struggle where very funny. You have to make the best use of a situation, although you don't have no dunny, you know? Yes, I. The black man's struggle is a kind of struggle where dread. But it even dreader when you wear all the rasta on your head, you know, see it. The black man struggle as a youth in this time here. It is like an endangered species. And I find myself within the center of such an endangered species. And I no feel safe rasta, you know, see it. So chant men down, fire. Fireman, come fling the fire. Come fling lightning and earthquake fire. Cramp and paralyzing fire. To burn out the wicked. Fire. Because how come you are going to tell I say that this is a world of democracy, eh? How come you are going to tell I say that these are no more days of slavery? Well, I say, all these are just modern hypocrisies. This chant come straight from the heart of hearts, you know? And what the them can bite up this one here. No feel no way, that's how we talk, you know? Yes, I. The black man struggle as a youth. It's kind of cute. Especially when you strive to speak the truth and to live upright. Then I hear the right Honorable Marcus Garvey speak, who was barely born abused, insult, humiliation, whose four parents can only be compared to the prophet Job, as likewise lifted his bowed head and raised it up to God's skies and cried, I am a man, and therefore demand a man's chance and a man's treatment in this world. Such is the black man's struggle, you know? Such is the black man's struggle, yeah. The black man's struggle, you know? The black man's struggle, yeah. The black man's struggle is kind of full of what? Psychological brutality. Not to mention physical brutality from Babylon and them policies and Babylon and them fallacies. The black man's struggle is a kind of struggle where you have all your family, you know, see times like you not even have them because what? Certain forces just come in and you make you feel like all your picnic them is that you picnic them. And I like what, you know what, nothing. Because the standards on which Babylon is built, worked and respect is merely on vanity. So as I say, the man who seeketh vanity and hath no love for humanity shall surely fade away. As so just say, run come seek love, man. Let's love find thee. Fire a burn in a Babylonia. This is the black man's struggle from a young black man perspective. Don't make I look as if I am savage. I have heart of flesh. I have blood coursing through these veins. I have a mind to think. I have a tongue to speak. I have energies to black the circle chant station. Selassie I live, man. Hold strong, I am hold strong. No, go and teach the youths in the way in which they are to grow, and they will never go astray. So all these feelings of emptiness, all these feelings of madness, I will not allow to consume mine this time. Jah Rastafari see and know. It's individual trials and universal judgment. Yes, I. The black man's struggle is a kind of struggle where you have so much energies, both spiritually and physically. And it's like what? Your energies then become internalized. And then you feel all away. You feel like you fight against all yourself, you know, see it because what? The standard, because what? The black man struggle is a rough kind of struggle. Jah, then I hear the right Earl of Marcus Garvey speak, who was merely born abused, insult, humiliation, whose four parents can only be compared to the prophet Job, has likewise lifted his bowed head and raised it up to God's skies and cried, I am a man and therefore demand a man's chance and a man's treatment in this world. Yes, No, I say, I feel like to laugh. I feel like to cry. I feel like to sit and just stare up into the sky. I feel like to whisper. Yes, I feel like to scream. I feel like to sit by a running, tranquil stream. I feel like to humble myself. I feel like to swear. I feel like to project Rastafari's burning spear and spear that crooked guy who is sitting over there on such a broken chair. You ever see sun and rain, laughter and tears? Well, they are one and the same. For me, emotions confuse, you see? These feelings, them the kind of feelings only Jah know. You may want to call this a cultist movement, a cultist movement, a cultist movement, a cultist movement to cultist movement. You may want to call this a novice movement, a novice movement, a novice movement to novice movement. You may want to call this a Bacawal movement, a Bacawal movement, a Bacawal movement, a Bacawal movement to Bacawal movement. You may want to call this a Dread culture movement, a Dread culture movement, a Dread culture movement to Dread culture movement. You may want to call this a Forward to Africa movement, a Forward to Africa movement, a Forward to Africa movement, the real movement. I am not he who pulled the almighty trigger that blood down humanity. I am not he, your brute beast, to fling my fangs, to tear and rip up humans' flesh, inflicting, piercing through bones. Oh, pain, pain, pain. Speedily soaring to the core of victimized souls, to chew up the heart with ravenous jaws. I am he who thunders and roars, he who barks like a mad dog. I am he, an ex-slave, outraged at oneself, desperate for some free man now. Mother Earth is the solution. She will take care of our justice. I am too frail, too fallible. I am too mortal, too easily err. I am not he who pulled the trigger, neither am I, your omnipotent manipulator. I certainly do not control the many strings to your puppet world. I am that silence, however, that echo your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. That was incredible. Thank you. Yes. I agree. That was very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now I would like to thank all of you for showing up. I appreciate that. We're going to take a 10-minute break, which y'all know will be about 15 because y'all are black, most of you. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. And please, there's vendors out there. Purchase from the vendors. I believe that there are also books out there for sale for some people. Please go ahead and take a look and make some purchases. And we'll see you when you get back. Thank you.